All right. What is going on, everybody? My name is Pete, but you probably already knew that. But in case you didn't, you guys are watching the one and only Paid to Drive and Paid to Drive Vlogs, day number 1229. Looking fine. What is going on, everybody? Hope you're enjoying your day out there. If you're a delivery driver for apps like GrubHub, DoorDash, Postmates, Uber Eats, or any of the others, you know what to do. Hit that red subscribe button down below and turn on all notifications with the little bell to the right so you don't miss any future updates. You always want to stay informed, right? And of course, let's see if we can hit our thumbs up goal of 200 likes. So I'll give you a second to hit the like and let's jump into this. So our buddy Tom has returned with a very lengthy email. But he also has his sources listed because people always like to say, "Oh yeah, Pete, well, where's your sources?" Because for some reason people think these emails are fake. Yeah, I don't know. People have imaginations. So let's jump into this. The links will be down below for the sources. So he says, "Hey Pete, Tom here again. This by far is the longest email I've ever sent to anyone, but with the severity of this situation, I had to make it long. So I've got some serious info for you regarding DoorDash and autonomous vehicles and robotic arms. So I know you're about to click out of the video because you're not interested, but you may want to listen to the rest of this because when I first saw this, I thought the same thing. Oh, here we go. It's a little bit more different than it was last time we mentioned this. It's a little more extensive. So don't click off yet because I know you were ready to do that to go watch some other nonsense. So I've done some research, and DoorDash has purchased two startup companies, Scotty Labs, which is an autonomous car tech company, and Chowbotics, which is a robotic arm food maker company. I made a video not too long ago about the Chowbotics, not Scotty Labs. And there's a lot more here, so stay tuned. So what I've learned is DoorDash is on the verge of going fully autonomous in every way. So to start, they purchased Chowbotics to develop their technology to be able to program a robotic arm to make food orders on its own. At the time of the purchase, the robotic arm could already make salads on its own faster than any human could. DoorDash has a plan to completely remove not only human drivers, but restaurants as well. This is where DashMart comes into play. DoorDash launched a program in the end of 2019 called DashMart, which, if you guys have been around since 2019, I made a couple of videos about DashMart, which is a store they own that they provide convenience store-based items, snacks, drinks, etc. for Dashers to pick up orders at. So Dashers may start seeing orders starting to pop up in the area because DoorDash is leasing storefronts all over the country to open up their DashMart stores. So here's where they are intentionally booby-trapping restaurants to fail. That's right, Pete. It's a setup. So the plan is to get as many restaurants to sign up with DoorDash for delivery and get each restaurant to the point that they're relying on DoorDash for 90% of their deliveries. This is and has already happened with the so-called merchant partners like Chipotle, Wendy's, and a bunch of other merchants that currently use DoorDash for the majority of the deliveries. So to put light on this in a Dasher's mind, look at it this way. DoorDash customers already make up for roughly 78% of all food orders placed on an app. Now, all Dashers see the orders where it says the merchant placed the order, so they don't know exactly what the order is. Well, that's a merchant partner order. So that's a merchant partner order. So if 78% of the customers ordering food use DoorDash, the merchant partners using DoorDash as their delivery system make up for the remaining numbers. So while they're getting enough restaurants under that protocol, that they are also developing their own food brand. Is everybody still with me here? In the comments or the chat, say, "Yes, Pete, we're still with you." Okay, all right. So the merchant partners using DoorDash is the remaining numbers. So while they're getting enough restaurants under that protocol, they're also developing their own food brand. That's right, Pete. DoorDash is creating a prospective monopoly over the restaurant and restaurant delivery business. So DoorDash has been gathering all of the data from customers placing food orders in their algorithm so they know what food from what restaurant gets ordered the most and what days and times these customers like ordering food and where. So they're creating menu items that will pretty much be replicating food from everyone's favorite restaurants. That's where Chowbotics robot arms and then picked up and delivered by autonomous vehicles comes in. This is where Scotty Labs comes into the game to create the perfect autonomous delivery system for DoorDash so they can get rid of all the human dashers in the long run. This is why they're deactivating so many drivers, because they have already started to implement the system in San Francisco. This is all very real and shouldn't be taken lightly. So to all the fellow Dashers out there, our time is limited with DoorDashing officially launching their IPO. I suggest buying stock in the company you helped build before there isn't a place for you to make money with the company anymore. The worst part about this email, Pete, is every single one of us that are DoorDashers are helping them get rid of us with every single delivery we complete. Just some background on myself. When I first started dashing, my zone just opened and there was only me and 2 other drivers. We were covering a 25-mile area with only 10 restaurants in the beginning. Within 3 months, that area had expanded to 50 miles with 40 restaurants, and within 7 months, I had already done over 4,500 deliveries for them. So to say I helped build their platform in my area is an understatement, and I'm beyond disgusted with what they have planned for Dashers in the immediate future. And this is why I give you the info, Pete, so you can help spread the word to other Dashers. I appreciate you, Pete, and what you do for gig workers. And to my fellow Dashers, stay safe out there and drive safer. I will leave some links to some articles I found below. Okay. So, for those of you who don't like me, you can start leaving your comments saying, "That's a made-up email." Do you feel better now? Okay. So, now that we've gotten that out of the way, that it's obviously not a fake email, because if someone, look, I understand people have time in between deliveries, but to come up with that much information, that specifically, this person might as well be a Hollywood actor writing scripts for Hollywood, okay? So, with that being said, this is the first I am hearing about this where they're gathering information for the autonomous stuff. And I'm going to tell you, I believe this 110%. I'm going to tell you why. Because DoorDash knows they're number one. They are beating GrubHub and UberEATS and Postmates and all the other apps by a long shot, okay? And you know me. I'm always the negative guy who always says, "Hey, it's so bad what all these companies are doing," and stuff, because they're doing screwy stuff. That's the problem, okay? And like Dino from Saying Like It Is always says, well, why is it always DoorDash that you're complaining about and mentioning in such a negative light? Because they're the ones causing all the problems. And now the fact that they literally want to monopolize the entire gig economy makes sense. They're the number one. So if they can eliminate drivers, eventually, I'm sure we still have some time. I'm sure we still have a few years until they implement autonomous vehicles, because I know in New York State, I'm pretty sure that we're not allowed to have that here yet, or maybe only in Manhattan. I'm not 100% on that. Please don't quote me. But the fact remains, okay? This makes sense. They're gathering information because think about it. They said, I believe during the pandemic, like chicken sandwiches and like pizza and chicken fingers and stuff were like some of the top items that were ordered the most. So DoorDash uses all that information, and they can come up with, well, if we create our own restaurants, our own storefronts, and just make the food like not for free, but use autonomous robots to make the food that's popular, we don't even need to go to restaurants. We don't even have to get them involved. So then we already know what the top items are. So therefore, they will have their own establishments, eliminating restaurants and eliminating us as drivers. Again, don't panic just yet. Okay, I'll let you guys know when it's time to actually panic for this stuff. But the fact remains, this will happen. We are in the future, guys. Think about this. You are working from your cell phone. If you could go back in time and tell yourself 20 years in the past that in 20 years you would be using your cell phone to work, to make a living, you'd be like, no way. All right? So let me know your thoughts about this. I'm sure this is going to start causing quite a controversy. People are going to be like raging with the storming the castle here with torches and stuff, saying, "Pete, you don't know what you're talking about." I know it's fun to try and bring people down. I know. So with that being said, everybody, let me know. Send your emails to PaidToDriveStories@gmail.com. And I do want to take this time to thank all of our patrons who support the channel every month. Thank you to every single one of you. Patreon.com/PaidToDrive. Links in the description and the pinned top comment. I'm going to shout everybody out here. When you hear your name called, say, "Hey, Pete, I heard my name." We got BBA Master Yoda Nottingham, Brian Pomeroy, Heidi Barnes, Kurt Paul, Serena Siddiqui, Tulsa Todd, William Boudreau, Alan G. Van Horn, Drew Hanor, Fernando Carranza, Frank Haviland, Jason Casta, Justin Case, Katie Coppin, Lulu Laura, Sarah Keston, Scott Freisner, Sherry Cassidy, Stephen Neely, Jenny Thomas, John Bonacci, Kimberly Thomas, Matt Epperson, Nick G., Terrence Pacheco, Terry DeLong, and Valerie Brown. Thank you to every single one of you. And of course, also make sure to download the Get Upside Gas app. I know everyone's procrastinating. Links in the description. It's a free app for your smartphone. Gas prices are rising. Get some money back. Seriously, download the app for free. Link in the description. Pump your gas, print out your receipt, take a picture of your receipt with the Get Upside Gas app, and within 48 hours or so, you'll get anywhere from 15 cents to 45 cents a gallon back, which is pretty fantastic. And if a friend or family member signs up using your code, you'll get paid every time they pump gas. It's called Get Upside. Links in the description down below. Make sure to download it right now. And of course, I'm wearing one of the shirts today, PaidToDriveStore.com. You can get this exact shirt, Live to Drive, Drive to Live, at PaidToDriveStore.com. Why don't you pick one up today? Get it as a hoodie or a t-shirt. Links down below. And of course, if you made it to the end, leave a comment saying END640, END640. Or if you're new here for the first time, comment hashtag new or hashtag first timer. But if you've been here before, leave a comment saying hashtag before. All right? Subscribe with all notifications on. Hit that like. Let's get 200 thumbs up. And until next time, get that money, get that honey, keep hustling, keep bustling. And we'll see you all here next time on Paid to Drive and Paid to Drive Vlogs. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. And we'll see you on the next one. Got to stay informed, man. It's the only way to be.